How many Off-White sneakers have I reviewed in the last couple of weeks?
And here we go again.
Today it's the Off-White Nike Air Max 97 Mentas that we're reviewing. Are you going to get your hands on a pair, or are you just going to let these guys sit on the shelf? Number 6, Mark Sarangan. So Mark Sarangan, you've got your hands on a pair of City Sock 2s if you didn't win. Sorry guys, unfortunately that wasn't your turn this time, but there will be giveaways real soon. As I said in the introduction, it's time to review another Off-White sneaker. But before we get into look at this Air Max 97, let's talk about how you guys can help the channel. And I think you already know, it's hitting that little like button down below. Doesn't take much to go click and hit like and say thank you very much for the content, and I would appreciate it today if that was the point of this video, if you could hit the like button for me. With that being said, let's get into this Off-White Air Max 97s. Now in previous videos I said that the 97 silhouette wasn't one of my favourites.
And I got in trouble for that, and I'm sorry.
But that's my opinion. And I was clear about why I didn't really like the 97 silhouette. I thought that the air units on the 95s were evenly spread and they didn't sort of imbalance the sneaker, but having that air bubble front to back, but without that perfectly see-through, it still has the circles in the middle. That effect I didn't really like on the 97s. But in the case of this sneaker, that's all overridden by an absolutely banger of an upper. Looking at these sneakers here, you can see that they are a really well balanced sneaker. The colors in the upper are sort of nice. There's a good balance between the silver upper, but then there's the flashes of color, especially in the swoosh. It being off-white, there's some branding on both sides. So it really is a good looking sneaker. And if I was going to get my hands on a pair of Air Max 97s, maybe these would be the ones. So let's have a closer look at this. It is an off-white, so there are some staples in there which are on most, if not all, Off-White sneakers, starting with the Speech Smarts branding, and that comes in right at the back near the heel where it says Air. But then looking on the medial side, you've got that big kind of box of text that often comes on Off-White sneakers. And again, like I said, in the case of this sneaker, I think that text doesn't look too bad and it doesn't imbalance the sneaker too much and it looks pretty good. So I say yes to the branding on the lateral side and yes to the branding on the medial side. Then another staple of the Off-White is the tongue tab. Usually in most sneakers, the tongue tab is right on top, but with Off-Whites, you often see that moved around to the side. In the case of these Air Max 97s, it's not quite on the side, it's actually a little bit up off the side, but that most definitely is a motif of the Off-White branding, and you do see it here in the Air Max 97s. Then having a look inside the sneaker to the insole, you can again see the Off-White branding in both insoles in the same way. Now I talked earlier this week about the Kyrie Irving 5s that were dropping and how I liked how the insoles were two different insoles, and I thought that was kind of a nice touch. In the case of these Off-Whites, it's the same insole. I kind of think it would be nice if they could have had two different insoles, but maybe I'm pushing it a little bit too much. And then the final signature of this Off-White Air Max 97, and the most prominent feature, is that swoosh, and it's what we call a gradient swoosh. Earlier this week I reviewed the A Star Is Born Jordan 1s, which also had a kind of gradient swoosh on them representing the Milwaukee Bucks. In the case of that Air Jordan 1, the gradient throughout the swoosh was segmented into different compartments, but in the case of these Off-White 97s, it's actually kind of a fluid continuum of color changes throughout the swoosh. It's definitely a nice feature, and without it the upper would be kind of plain and boring, so it brings that up. Like I said earlier, that you've got a great balance between the solid colors and then the colors throughout, especially in the gradient swoosh. So all in all, it's an Off-White sneaker. 97s are popular right now. It actually does look good. I know some people were kind of hitting on those Volks. Was it Volk or Volt? I think it was Volk. The Off-White Volks that dropped earlier, and said that they didn't really look good. I personally didn't like the lacing system on that. The black colorway looked good, but the Volk not so much. But in the case of this sneaker, in the case of this Air Max 97, it really does look good. The colorway looks great, the detailing looks great, the accents look great, the Off-White branding looks great. I think they've done a great job of balancing this sneaker out. And like I said, if I was going to buy an Air Max 97, this would be it. Okay, I've got to check out, guys. I'm still in the back room, which means Butter Granny is in the house visiting from the UK. She's next door playing with my daughter. I'm stuck in the back room bringing you guys content. If you like that, hit the like button down below. Give some support to the channel. And as I always say, the best way to help the channel is to share. Share on Twitter, share on Facebook, share on social media, and that is the best way you can support this channel and help us grow. Okay, this is Tokyo Butter 23 checking out from Tokyo. Thanks for checking in. Thank you for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate your being here and viewing my content. Over here we have the channel subscribe button. Channel登録ぜひお願いします. Over here we have the video I recommend you watch next. こちらはおすすめです. And up here we have a link to the channel introduction video. こちらはチャンネルのプロフィールのvideoです. Check them out. Clicking on them really helps the channel.